The way God is keeping me single now, He knows it's for you people's sake. Because I promise you, yeah, soon as I am snatched, hitched, caught, you are going to be stressed by me on this place called social media. You guys, you're my fam. You know I'm someone who loves to be an open book. In fact, I'm an open book, right? So I'm going to openly tell you the truth that I'm not just happy that I have found my person. I am happy that ah I can't stress you people about it. I am going to stress you people about it. For sure. For sure. So any way you take this is all on you and not on me. Because what I'm going to give, you're going to decide how to take it. Whether you're going to take it with a receptive, happy mind or with a bad belly, upset any it's up to you. I'm just going to be giving. You decide how you're gonna take it. Guys, we've been married for what now? 21 hours? Yeah. And these are our do's and don'ts that we realize in our relationship. Bro, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to 2020. 2020 was when Operation really started. And I'm going to look for every single couple challenge. And I'm going to do. Ah, from 2020, we see back to back couple challenge. Okay, I can't promise that one. That sounds like a lot of work. But if I had the ability, I am so petty that I am going. If somebody gave me the leverage, I will do it. I'm that petty. I'm that petty. And I just want to have fun and catch cruise. So for obvious reasons, this is going to be the topic for the week because I am I am interested in sharing my own experience. So this conversation we're about to have is not just okay me trying to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you what I did to get to this point. And when I say get to this point, note I am talking to people who genuinely are very open to being in a very committed and intentional relationship with someone. And I want to note and say this: there is nothing wrong with desiring a good relationship. Everybody desires relationship. It's just that people desire relationship in different ways, and some people might not in the very best way. So if you have good intentions and you want a healthy or commitment from someone who'd give you all that you are looking for, you can get that. And I'm saying you can get that because, like I said, sharing my story, I promise you guys, I've had people look me in the eye and say, "You are not going to find anybody. You, the kind of person you are." And I don't know, it was the Holy Ghost I beg because I remember responding instead of getting all, "Oh my God, I need to change myself. I need to be better. I need to be a baddie." I mean, I have every potential to be a baddie. I need to be that so that men will want me. No, I decided I don't want men to want me. I want one person. You would always have it in the. Hear what I'm saying, girls. You don't need men to want you. You just need to find your one man. It is one. Who are you trying to intimidate with men? Like I want to use all of them to do what? What am I doing with them? Not interested. I remember looking at her and I told her, yeah, it's a girl that said this to me. If somebody like me exists in this world, my sister, I can be rest assured that out of the 7 billion people on this planet 8, somebody out there who like the existence of me is there. Do you understand? Somebody in the male version like me exists, even though the person I'm with is not like exactly like me. I'm just trying to say like somebody that has the values I have, a man version has exactly those same values and even probably more. So you go relax, so you go relax, so and ha. It was said because I was very strict with my decision making, my like what I wanted for myself and things like that. And she felt like my standards were too high. And I promise you my standards were bare minimum. Because whenever we talk about standards, for some I don't know if your head is going straight into billionaire, that's not necessarily the case. So if I got a billionaire, sure. You guys don't know if he's a billionaire. You don't know if he's not. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say like my standards were bare minimum that made a person a person. That was the first thing I was looking out for, not things that can be very easily controlled by external, you know, effects or external things. That was not necessarily my major, you know. pursuit because my values about eternal or substantial things were a bit too high in her eyes. She felt like you're gonna be one of those girls who end up begging God in Shiloh. I heard that a lot. But before we really get into it, right? We have goals. We are almost there, even though goals keep shifting. But get me to this next one. I'm so grateful, first of all, for everyone who has been supporting and subscribing so far. I'm seeing it. Like, I see the one or two people that have been consistent with my YouTube. I am really, really honored, and I'm really grateful. I appreciate it so much. You don't know what you're doing for me, and I really hope that I keep, in one way or the other, pouring out value to you as well as you keep listening. So please, let's keep sharing. Let's get people to subscribe and, just be part of our family. Turn on your post notification. Don't miss don't miss out on any video. Okay? But seriously though, let's get into how I chose a man. Now, if you notice, I intentionally said choose a man and not how to get a man. Getting a man is easy. I'm sorry, but most of the outside are cheap. If you are a woman, you understand what I'm saying. They are very cheap. And honest men with themselves know that they are also cheap. Just look good, step out and wink. They are gone. As in, gone. They will answer you. So I'm not interested in teaching you how to do that because unfortunately, whenever people want to talk to you about, oh, how to get a man, it always ends up being a situation as if, okay, relationship where you are, sucking off each other and just you. Okay, no, that's not what I meant. Like collect. Even many talk on my mind, Lord Jesus, because that's genuinely not what I meant. Okay, a relationship where both of you are using yourself to, to collect benefits. Yeah, like that, like in literal, like not literal terms. Oh my God. Okay, please catch on, catch on. I'm just trying to say that when people say get a man, it can just be a situation where you find one guy, you start dating, next thing break up. You find another one, you start dating, next thing break up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you intentionally putting yourself in a position where you are very sure that, look, I am not playing around with my life, and I want whoever comes into it to be very serious, meaning that I need to find my person. I'm not going doing tinny and boom boom boom, and I'm not going around doing chop and drop, because that's going to end up or lead to a lot of baggages and damage. And it started like this for me. So growing up for me, I'm not going to deny the fact that I really do feel privileged to be born into an environment that encouraged family and family well-being. I saw stability. I saw mother, father, children. I saw them share and, make sure that they work together. I was surrounded by good examples, not just from my parents, but they had a community. For those of you that don't know, I was born in the north. I was born and lived in the north for a while, like far north. And I don't know whether that contributed to the whole community thing, but I did, like I said, I didn't just have parents that showed family stability. I was surrounded by other people. My parents had friends and, members of church and, community basically that had that same stability. Now, if scandals were happening and all that, I am really grateful that they protected us to a certain extent from it, because one thing I need people to understand is, especially for small children, they do not need to be burdened with ridiculous things like that. Like, oh, this scandal is happening with so 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 and so. It's is not for children to deal with. It is an adult issue. Let children be children. And I really, really want to just say I'm privileged and I appreciate the fact that my childhood was my childhood. Like, it wasn't stolen away from me, right? We moved eventually towards more of the north central and all. And my experiences started to shift because it was no longer the whole community, small family, everybody knows everybody, kind of keeping each other accountable setting. It was now more populous and different mindsets and different people mixed together, right? I want to just tell you that I was so exposed to all sorts that by the time I even got to school, unfortunately, I was one of those young girls that an older man tried to take advantage of, and to God be glory, God saved me from him. I mean, he gave me the wit to be able to overpower and run and all that. This was a school setting, so it was not even home. This was school. So, like I said, I stepped into a new life, and that was so far fetched from my former life that it was like a shock to me. I used to genuinely think, like, I grew up so innocent thinking that adults were well behaved. I genuinely used to tell my mom, and she used to laugh at me saying things like, I used to tell her that I can't wait to be an adult so I don't sin anymore. My mother was like, she kept laughing. Like, even now that we're older, whenever she brings it up, she's like, do you remember when you said this? Because, someone might be looking at me now and saying that means they pretended. No, they just created a safe space, a safe place for children to grow and to believe that they can do well as well. Do you understand? But unfortunately, like I said, you have evil people that are in this world. And sincerely, my parents and the community we had did do their best. Nobody is perfect, but they did do their best, making sure that there was that environment to, you know, challenge imbalance, challenge an ideology that, oh, all men are this way and all women are this way. No, they gave me the environment to realize that no, you can hold yourself accountable and you can do what needs to be done to have things work. So that was the kind of setting. So now I'm intentionally bringing this up because they forged my mindset. It was the foundation of forming, because my experience really filled what how I see life, and except for research and all things like that, but it filled my mindset, and it made me compare, because I have tasted this and now I have stepped out into the world and I'm seeing what people are saying about their own backgrounds or how they see life. And like I gave an example, oh, men are this and they are cheats. And I wasn't in that situation. I entered that situation when I stepped into a world where that was the narrative. Because where I was born, that was never the narrative. Matter of fact, men were held to serious accountability. You are responsible for your family. Make sure that your family is well taken care of. We saw men as people to guide and to be accountable. If anything should happen, it's on their head. So it was not even a sweet position to me. So being seen as head of the home was not such a big deal for me, because I saw that yes, um the head of the home can be the one that finally calls the shot. But I saw it in a way that my father led with love, where there's nothing like shutting down my mom. In fact, if I want to drop small secrets here, between my father and my mother, my mom is a lot more intense. Y'all can know who I got my personality from. But my dad is more cool, calm, collected, chill, you understand? But she still gave him that respect of, I trust you and I know you are going to take care of this home. And in this midst of this trust, my father is aware that apart from just calling, you know, his family or holding it together, he is fully responsible for how this family turns out. And that is a very heavy responsibility. I don't envy it. I don't know why many girls keep fighting for it or whatever. So the issue here for me now became, when I got older, not that I wanted a man, because like I said, stepping into a world where I realized that it was not all roses, I guess. And no, it's not a situation where being a child is the only time you are bad. Um, I stepped into a world that made me realize that there are other people with other experiences, and their experiences are probably not so great. And in fact, somebody tried to pull me into that limelight, like I said, being taken advantage of, but did not succeed. I need people to pin that God really did deliver me. That can be a different conversation if you guys are interested in hearing how I moved past being molested. So it did not go all the way, but as a child, I was like 10, let's say, and I know there are a lot of girls that have these stories. But like being pulled, that was such a strange thing for me. And it could have, if I didn't have my previous backing or understanding of family, that could have messed with me. I could have very much believed that, yeah, men are disgusting creatures who all deserve the blade. Because, yo, messed up, bro. I was 10. Nigga, if you're watching this, I really hope you found Jesus, because if you're not found Jesus, yeah, I pray you into the hands of your enemies. Sorry, Lord, but sometimes I do. I have forgiven this person, don't mind me. It's just a matter of life can show you that, like I said, different things exist. So when I started stepping into, being a teenager, and being a teenager is one of the craziest times in your life, where you are going crazy about crashes and love and all that, all that. I just want to tell you that Loki, this man ruined it for me because I didn't want you. Like, I didn't want to have to deal with a guy being in my space. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, mm, America had not finished pushing propaganda so much where any small thing, if you are irritated with men, means that you are lesbo. I was not lesbo. Did not mean that I like woman. I did not like woman like that. Okay. Just putting it out there because for some, I will even give you guys the gist that after some time, some people will be asking me, China, are you sure you're straight? When I entered university, straight. Hey, sha, very straight and narrow self. I should be what? Bent? I'm straight. I just started packaging myself differently. Look, I'm going to gist to people better in another video about my personality and how I got to be the way I am because I've taken time to do a lot of self-awareness and all that, and I'm very self-aware. So I can give you guys that gist and I think it's very interesting. If you want it, comment. Now, I want people to understand that this conversation we're having is very important too, because the girl you're seeing here like this, I do not I have, like I said earlier, I have been told before that I would be single or be I've been to look, I've been told you're going to be single, you're going to be hard for you to find a person that you would be with. I've been told that my own is too much. Um I can form hard guy, so my own is too much. Um I've been told a lot of things I have to do with relationship that it might not be the best for me because maybe someone trying to advise me because you refuse to practice dating. What the hell does that even mean? Like, basically, I refuse to go around and accept different people and learn what it is like to date so that I can finally know like, let me not lie, these are some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Now, one of the advantages I would say for me when it comes to picking someone is that I'm not easily manipulated. I've said, for my community people, if you watch my videos a lot, you know that somewhere, one way, I've said it before, where I actually enjoy having conversations with manipulative men because I enjoy frustrating them. It's very hard to manipulate me. This is a flex for me. So if you're upset that I'm telling you that it's very hard to manipulate me, I don't know what your problem is. It's a good thing and you should desire it too. It just means you are very self aware and observant, right? It takes a lot. Number one, I'm very patient. I'm a very patient person. And I know all this, oh, I cannot come and suffer. Oh, I cannot come and, me, I can suffer. I can suffer as long as I know the end result I go enjoy. I'm not, I'm like that. If you go to the gym, you can understand a bit. If you're someone who values being fit and actually looking good and get to yourself, you will know what it means to endure. There are some people that have been in the gym 10 years, you've not seen any change. It's because you actually look, you still don't like suffering. Because if you want to see change, you will lift heavy and you will stop eating rubbish. I can suffer. So because I want to see, I know the kind of person I am. If I breathe small, I've added 2 kg. My body is like that. So having this mindset came from listening to people, came from me wanting that, look, do you know what? In this life, there's only going to be one of me, and I'm going to give myself good. And good is not easy. Good is worth it, but not easy. So if you are someone who has Loki, if you are someone who just enjoys and likes easy and soft life 247, I want to tell you that, look, you've given up on yourself. Look, all this I'm saying is surrounding heading towards that point of choosing a person, and how I got to the point where I finally chose someone. I'm sure you, hey, fear they catch me now for this boy. Oh, hey, God. They go say, who be this person? Hope na preacher. My guy, don't put you on blast. You better come correct. If I drop his picture, you will come and tell me, oh, I will take down this. If I will take that video, I'll make apology video and say sorry guys. They caught him somewhere. It's a lie. You can't catch him anywhere. If you like, go and use AI to come and make video. That's your business. Now God, they see you and your bad belly. But I know my people are like that. I'm not like that. Like, I'm just playing around. I'm just trying to say that for the kind of person that I am and for the experiences I've had to deal with hearing a lot of negatives when it came to my relationship life. And negatives not because, oh, I was hopping around with men and I was, doing the most. It was because it was the complete opposite. I know they agree easy from when I was young. This girl. So let me just break it down. Let me tell you what my love like. Don't get me wrong. I they love die. Eh? I like I like to be soft. I like it, but I haven't had the opportunity to be soft because I've had to take care of myself by myself for a long time. So I can understand why some people would want, oh, I just want somebody else to take all the responsibility. No, I'm not going to just trust just anybody like that. So from secondary school, I didn't really have someone that I would say, oh, if this person is not in my life, I'll die. I had friends in secondary school. It was just like I said, I was healing. It was just not an environment. I even had moments where I used to warn people that, see, don't near me, oh, don't do confession of love. I go disgrace you. So when some people were having secondary school boyfriend and high school crush and love, I no do. I was not interested in a boyfriend. I didn't want a boyfriend. This had nothing to do with, oh, maybe my mom said, I don't want to, yeah, you have a boyfriend. It had nothing to do with that because a lot of you looking at me, they told you not to have boyfriend or girlfriend. You had. So it had nothing to do with that. It was just a personal thing. I just was not interested. But then towards the end of secondary school, high school, I got a crush. Exposed. I had a crush on a boy, right? And I was surprised. Like I was surprised my heart can move like that. Like giga giga. Hey! Like be the presence of somebody made me my palms sweat. And if you are from my secondary school watching this and you're trying to get someone in our class, oh yours is your case. Oh oh, no 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 no. He's none of our classmates, please. Now this boy was the first boy I ever liked. Like I dared to even say I loved him. As it and I was because I was one of those girls that really believed in, okay, if I'm going to date, it's going to be to get married. So I was really thinking, oh, maybe I'm one of those people that, I meet someone very early on and in our twenties we just, tie the knot and we're good. Like all roses. Oops. Obviously it didn't happen that way. That was my first show of Men Will Show You Shege. Whew, Lord. He showed me proper shege. How did he show me Shege? I don't know what his full story is. To be honest, I'm sure he has his point of view, but from my point of view, we got talking. It felt good, and I actually liked this person. Like, like I just liked him. Like, he grew, and I was like fond of him, and I was like thinking, like, yeah, I feel like this is someone that I wouldn't mind, you know, seeing something happen with. And then he suddenly ghosted me. Yeah, that's it. My guy ghosted me. I don't know. Long and short of the whole thing, someone I used to talk to 24 hours suddenly just stopped talking to me, and it was like almost a year. And I want to tell you, girls, if you're listening to this, one of the things I'm most proud of myself for is that I didn't go chasing and begging, like, please, I want you back. I did what I used to advise you guys to do. I entered the room, I cried. I called my friends, I cried. I I was moody. I did not eat well. I was just all over the place, wondering what I did wrong. It messed with a bit of my confidence because I started thinking maybe there was something wrong with me. I was like, there's no way something, I had to have done something. By then I was like 18 but eventually, like, I got over it. Like I promise you guys, I don't care how long you should take that time. You will get over it. And I got over it, and before you know it, in the future, actually, even apologized, reached out eventually, like I said, almost after a year. Like I gave his own story of stuff that happened. I don't remember most of it anyway, but by then I was already good. Like I was already kind of like past the whole thing. So I was like, oh, okay, it's all right. But nigga, you just impacted my view on relationship and love. Like, yeah, you just made me realize that I don't like the way I felt inside here. What you did, it too much. I don't know. Those of you that like heartbreak, I don't know how you do it. I feel like if you let your heart be broken too many times, you not have heart again. Oh. Some of you are heartless. That's why. If you notice they've done you shege the one time, calm down now. Take time away and heal. Calm down. You will jump into the next one, they will break it again. Olodo, you gonna do sorry, but that's Olodo movement. So calm down. So I took time to calm down. Oh, like, please, I need to get over this. And then I had a few other situations. Like these people, I didn't date them. It was just, oh, I like this person, but how it was handled was immature. Guy, if you're 18, you're not an adult. Calm down. You don't have anything. Eventually, I got to this point where I made it very clear that I would rather actually be by myself. Like, what I am asking for is the barest minimum. I did not, like I said, I was not saying, oh, it must be Dangote, it must be 7 foot, it must be, I wasn't doing that. It was just the fundamentals. I've made videos about them and I've had guys attack and insult me. Like, look at this now. The list of things I said I will never fall for: a lazy man, a serial cheat, a woman beater, all those things. And these are the comments that some guys were leaving on my post. These are barest, like, these are barest minimum. And a lot of us have started putting ourselves in a situation where we will now start accepting rubbish because the internet and lazy, very backward men want to beat you down into submitting to their very disgusting habits. Because I'm testing means say I go drink water with poison. I will die of thirst. One way I will die now. The water is poisoned. So because I'm single means say I go collect stupid man. That's the same analogy. No. No. So basically, like I said, just fundamentals. This video, funny enough, I guess it's just me trying to say that I am happy with where I'm at, and I am so glad with who I am with, because I I told myself that I want to be with someone who shares my values, and this person does. I know some of you say, until they show this one shaggy. That's not my fear. Look here, I started getting scared that I might show him shaggy. Lord have mercy. Because I'm human. So my prayer point self is not, God, let this man not break my heart. My prayer point is, God, please help me not to disgrace this man. Because I'm more in the public eye, and every day we'll figure it out. And every I'm not asking for perfection from anyone, and I know nobody necessarily expects perfection from me, even though some people be expecting perfection from everybody else but themselves for some reason. I'm just trying to say that be the kind of person that if you end up picking a partner, people automatically respect your partner because of what you have built for yourself. And then aside from that, make sure that you pray about it too. Pray about it heavily, because apart from people automatically respect your partner, don't let it be someone that will now destroy all you have built, all the disciplining, all the hard work you've put into getting yourself to where you are. Don't let it be someone that, I know I can't talk yet. Someone will say I should give myself 50 years. But the truth is that every day we're changing. Some people is after 50 years that katakata boss. So should I wait for 50 years before I say these things? I'm going to speak life into what I desire to do. That's how I've always been. And that's how I always try and encourage people to be. People will go to school to study to be a doctor for years, but you won't pour even, you're supposed to pour even more energy into something like picking a life partner compared to so-called what you want to do in your career or your life. I don't care what people say might happen. I will speak life and good. It's like having a child and the child just was born and you're already thinking of how this child might be an arm robber. What kind of stupid mentality is that? If you love that child, you're thinking of all the good things you can do and all the good things you can pour into them and all the wonderful things they're going to turn out to be. Doctor, lawyer, content creator. Whatever it is, you're pouring in blessings. And so something as important, your career. Some of you don't go to school, and after school you start saying things like, I might end up broke. I can see it's possible. I'm going to end up broke and alone and homeless on the streets. You don't speak like that. Even though there's a possibility of that happening, that's not your desire. You shouldn't desire that. And if you desire that, or that's your own desire, then you need help. So if you are careful with how you talk about what you're going to do as a career, why won't you be more careful with how you talk about your relationship or your life partner, or how you move forward in your life with whoever you spend your life with? I don't know. So basically, being in a position where I feel like I should talk about how I got to the point where I picked someone, I would say my mindset, my environment. And if you know you're not in an environment where it's good enough or conducive enough, you should change your environment. You have the power to. I feel you are old enough to change that environment. And change that environment just probably means changing your friends. There are a couple of friends that are poisoning your mind. You can find good people. Find them because you want better for yourself. Change your environment. Changing your environment will help your mindset. Invest in reading, watching people that will help with self-development, relationship, communication. There are qualities that you must learn as a person to enjoy being with another person. You cannot say You are normally me I have anger issues, oh, but you suddenly think that you will be married and you won't be hitting or having anger issues with your spouse. Are you dumb? No, that's not how it works. You have to just be a decent human being to have a decent relationship with another person. And then lastly, do not neglect God in the entire matter. Anything that you are going through, I don't care if you feel like, but he doesn't feel like he answers me, he doesn't hear me, he is hearing you. The thing that we forget about God, and especially in a fast paced generation that we are in, where it's constant doom scrolling and quick information, we have programmed ourselves to believe that it's the same with God, doom scrolling. When you talk to God about something, you must practice patience and denying yourself of a lot. I will be raw and come out straight. Obey what he commands. You think it's just, oh God, I want a good man. He has given you things you should do. If it is that if you need to become celibate, become. God expects you to consecrate yourself because he wants you to introduce you to your person, but you're so adamant to do it your way, then you go back to him and be telling him only God knows what. He has given you principles on how things work. Do what you need to do. I'm not saying that, oh, virgins get the best thing, but at the end of the day, when it comes to God's culture, there are things he expects of us. Just do it. It's a sign I trust you. It's a sign that God, I do trust you. Keep yourself. Oh, develop yourself, mind what you do, things like that. And don't be learning how to get a man. No, learn how to be a better person so that you attract your type of person. Invest in healthy relationships, not just man and woman, but your friends, the people around you. Just invest in it. Let them help each other. Look, I don't know if I'm sounding like a broken record. I could be sounding like a broken record. In fact, I could be sounding brand new to someone myself. But all I know is that information like this, I don't care how many people have said it, it should be said over and over again. These are things that I listened to that helped me to, will I say, block out all the lies that, oh, because I am very strict with myself means that nobody would want, like, you're the ones that go to Shiloh and be begging. I'd rather go to Shiloh, my darling, I'd rather go to Shiloh and beg. Eh? Than go and be begging God to deliver me from one marriage that is about to kill me. You can choose your beg. Everything is hard. Choose your hard. Even Jesus has said it. His burden is light. His yoke, take it. Do you know what that means? It means that in this life, there's difficulty. You can never escape things being difficult. You just have to choose which one. And Jesus has promised his is better, way better. And me, I can vouch for it. So if you like the advice, take it. If you don't like it, don't take it. You're grown. Anyway, so this is the end of the video. I really wish I could spend more time with you guys. It's getting long and I try and make it short, but I'm hoping whoever this is for really helps them. That's why. And I'm hoping to do more like this. Like I said, talk more about myself and just narrow in on certain things that you guys might be interested in listening to. I really, really appreciate, like I said, everyone who has subscribed and has been following. Please let's share. And don't forget to leave your comments and your thoughts in the comments section. I love reading them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Saranghe. And if you're wondering why I'm not wearing my ring, it's a bit big. I want to go and fit it. Sorry. So when I fit it, I will wear it. Don't worry. I'll be chucking it inside your eye. That's what people want, to blind you well. Um, this is just another milestone in my life. This is not what has made me. I have been here. I will continue to be here. It's just another phase. And I'm stepping into that new phase of life and I want to talk about it. So it is not my entire person, or it's not what has finally made me a valuable human being. What? Uh, what? Look, if you have stepped into a new phase of life and you're excited about it, please don't let anybody depress you about it. Celebrate it and be excited about it. It's yours, it's not theirs. See you guys, like I said, in the next video. Bye.